Hi, Green Roomers. Here we are together again. Take a seat and we're going to talk some more about music. The other day we talked about the three basic types of instruments. Percussion, where something is hitting against something else. String, where you are plucking or drawing a bow across a string. And wind, something that requires air to move through it. Well, before I start, I wanted to show you 3 crafts you could make at home if Mom and Dad can help you find the materials you need. The first is a percussion. And what you would need are paper plates. I thought I had no paper plates in my house, but I found some. 2 paper plates. Something to put inside. In this case, I found popcorn kernels. You could use pebbles or dried beans if you have them. You put the seeds inside one of the plates, lay the other one on top, and then staple all around the edges to staple those 2 together. If you have crepe paper, streamers or something like that, or ribbons, you could staple those on also so that you would have some streamers hanging off of your tambourine. This is a different kind of tambourine. It's kind of a rattle, a little bit different than the ones we have at school. And children, if we were at school, of course, we'd have all those cool instruments out, but we can make our own. Take a look. Let's listen. There we go. You can decorate it any way you like. There's your percussion instrument. A wind instrument I had also written to your parents about, but if you have a toilet paper roll or part of a paper towel roll, you can put a piece of wax paper over the top like this. First decorate this if you want to. Then put a rubber band around it like this. And rather than just blowing, which does nothing, you need to hum like this. Gently, and you'll practice with it, you'll figure it out. But what happens is you're vibrating this little bit of wax paper, and it makes a really cool sound. That's a kazoo. Some of you may have toy kazoos. There's your wind instrument. Last but not least, a string instrument. If you have any little jewelry boxes like this in your house, ask a grown-up to help you find one. And have them, if they have time, cut a hole. As you can see, it doesn't have to be a fancy hole. It took me a while with scissors to chop this little hole out. Take some rubber bands and put them around your box. Then when you strum them, you'll be able to hear the difference in the rubber bands. That's your string instrument. If we were making these at school, children, we teachers would put some bridges on so that these would be up off of the box. If you can figure out at your house how to keep those up high, then your sound will be a little bit better. Because, take a look at this cool instrument I have. These string instruments always have a hole, and they're always hollow inside. And that's because those sound waves bounce around inside that hollow box, and it amplifies the sound. This is terribly out of tune, children. But I want to show you something really cool. Do you notice that these strings over here are shorter and these are longer? That's terribly out of tune. There we go, listen. That's a high note. That's a low note. High, low. You're probably noticing that the short strings are high and the long strings are low. That's always the case. Well, here's something really cool to know. If you have a guitar, again, none of the instruments in my whole house are tuned, friends, but this is a guitar. It's even missing a string. But if I strum one string and then I press down with my finger, which causes the string to be shorter, higher, low, high. Short is a high sound, long is a low sound. If you have a piano, a real piano in your house, and you look inside it, you'll be able to tell when you hit the high notes. You'll see that the hammer inside is hitting a short string, and the low keys are hitting long strings. Well, that is true also about wind instruments. I'll show you what I mean. This, children, is my flute. This is just the mouthpiece of the flute. And you play a flute very much the way someone might blow through a jug. The air goes across the top. That's sort of a high sound. Watch when I add the rest of the flute, which causes it, of course, to be pretty long. Now let's see if that's high, the way the short mouthpiece was. Here's the mouthpiece by itself. Now I'll play with the longer instrument, but I'll close off the keys so that makes a long tube. Much lower, isn't it? And as I release and push keys down, it makes this tube shorter and longer, and it completely changes the notes. That's true of a lot of instruments. Children, if you have instruments at your homes, I talked about this the other day, and in fact, Jack has already done this. If a grown-up will allow you to, or a big brother or sister will allow you to, try those instruments and have mom or dad record you doing it, then load it onto this email chain or onto our new Facebook site that we have for the Green Room families. Then we can all see your instruments. If you have toy instruments you'd like to do that with, go ahead and demonstrate. Tell us whether you have a wind instrument, a percussion instrument, or a string instrument. You might have a lot of different ones. Feel free to play them all and record them all, and then we can all see each other doing it. That would be kind of fun. Friends, I am going to try to read a book to you today because I realized I know how to load these videos. This is called The Musical Life of Gustav Moll. And what I might have to do, it's illustrated by Catherine Myrick. I don't know who wrote it. It's kind of a rhyming book. So let's see how this works out, my friends. I hope you can see it the way we'd like you to see it. Lucky the mole born into a musical family. Rock-a-bye, Gustav, don't you cry. Mother will sing you a lullaby. Father will play the violin. Sleep, baby Gustav, breathe out and breathe in. There he is. A musical home is never dull. 3 happy animals, 1, 2, 3, playing a trio, do you see? Someone is clapping. Yes, it's me. Father plays the violin. Mother plays the oboe. Frog plays the cello. He's a very fine fellow. Musical moles learn fast. 4 happy animals play a string quartet. I conduct them with my rattle, but they aren't at all upset. Father and Hedgehog on the violin, Mouse with a viola under her chin, Frog on the cello, he's a very fine fellow. Violin, viola is a little bit bigger than a violin. Next comes the cello. The more, the merrier. The more we are together, the merrier we get. 5 happy animals playing a quintet. 5 is a quintet, friends, and there is some music. Music is written down as you see there, with notes. Father and Mother on the violin, Hedgehog at the piano. Badger plays the double bass. Frog is on the cello. There is no doubt he's a very fine fellow. I know some of you said that. Good rhyming. Music is made to make friends. All animals, oops, hang on. I think I'm not getting the picture in there. There we go, friends. All the animals have brought their musical toys to play school. We sing, dance, and have fun. Spike and I play drums. My cousin plays castanets and trumpet. It is deafening. Really good music. Mother shows us how to make our own instruments. She says it will help us to understand music better. Froggy shakes beans in a jar. Spike blows the bottle flute. Little Badger plays the pan and spoon. I play the bottle phone. Ooh, those are good ideas. At school, we learn to play real instruments. This is Badger on the triangle. This is me on the recorder. This is Hedgehog on the xylophone. This is Mouse on the drum. This is Frog on the tambourine. Music is for singing. We learn to sing together in the choir. We sing all our favorite nursery rhymes like Pop Goes the Weasel, Old MacDonald, There Was an Old Lady, and This Old Man, and There Were 10 in the Bed. You know all those songs, children. Music is for everyone. Once a year, all the animals get together for the village music festival. Some play and some listen. Frog and Hedgehog rehearse for weeks. The highlight is the flute and harp concerto, played by Frog's cousin from the Frog Harmonic Orchestra, and the famous flautist, James Badger. Music is for dancing. Let me try to get the light on there. There we go. On my birthday, my parents take me to the barn dance. My paws are carried along by the catchy rhythm of Big Badger's piano accordion. We dance until we ache. Then we listen to Fox, playing the guitar and singing sad folk songs. My eyes fill with tears. Father and Mother, I want to be a real musician, I sob. Father gives me my first lessons on the violin. You will have to practice every day, he says. In music, there isn't any other way. Now, do like I do. So I practice hard. I do like he does. Why is he making that face? You are practicing too hard. My friends shout above the noise. But I take no notice, and in the end, I win a scholarship to the Music Academy. I want to learn all about the orchestra, so I go to a concert performed by the famous Frog Harmonic. Oh my goodness, look, children. I will never be able to play like them, I think. Not in the percussion, not in the wind section, not in the brass, not in the strings. Those frogs have a special gift the rest of us can only dream about. I don't stay sad for long. I go to hear the Birds and Reptiles Jazz Band. Parrot plays the trombone, Satchmo Snake the trumpet, and Tree Frog the drums. Cockatoo is on the keyboard, Alligator's on the double bass. Toucan plays the banjo. Tinkle those ivories, Cockatoo, dig that crazy toucan. Twist and shout, Snake, see you later, Alligator. The very next day, we form our own jazz band. Put your hands together, please, for Badger on the tenor saxophone, for Fox on the double bass, for Hedgehog on the drums, and last but not least, for the leader of the band, the great jazz violinist, Gustav. There are many different kinds of music, friends, and it looks as if Gustav is trying a lot of the different kinds. I return to my studies. I am still determined to be a virtuoso. I give my first recital. I feel wonderful, but something is still missing from my playing. My tutor says, "You were good, Gustav, very good, but sorry, you will never be a frog." One day, a poster appears on the Academy notice board. The great Maria Frog is coming to sing Carmen at the Opera House. Her picture makes me weak at the knees. I must have tickets. So must the others. We are all madly in love. The passionate music flows over us. Carmen is, well, overpowering. But in the chorus stands the cutest little mole. My heart and my head. Can we see? There we go. My heart and my head are filled with music. In my room, I begin to write. I have found my musical self. I'm going to be a composer. Children, a composer is someone who writes music. Do you see him writing the music there? Beneath the balcony of her room, I serenade her with my lover's lament. That's a song he's written. I know she is there. I heard her giggle. What bliss. Suddenly, my happiness, my head and my violin are drenched with cold water. She does not love me. I flee in despair. My life is over. I hurry to the music shop to sell my violin, but my friends won't let me. Don't do it, Gustav. You need your music more than ever now, they plead. They are right. My violin is all that I have left. My broken heart will never mend. One day I am sitting sadly in the snow, playing my lover's lament. Suddenly she is there. She has heard the tune. Gustav, you short-sighted silly. Maria was jealous. She threw the water. Marry me, I cry. I will. Of course I will, silly. Music has brought us together again. A few weeks later, I wish you could have been there at our musical wedding. My musical life has been very happy. I have enjoyed every sort of music, listening and playing, dancing and singing. Now I am a successful composer, and we are very happy, all 7 of us. Lucky the mole, born into a musical family. Children, if you listen to this story over and over, here's some things I would love for you to look for. I would love for you to try to count how many instruments you see in this whole story. And I would love for you to tell me, or just figure out how many types of string instruments, how many types of wind instruments. A wind instrument in this case can also be a brass instrument, which is the trumpets, trombones, tubas, those kinds of things. You could call those wind instruments if you like, or percussion. You know what those are. And how many different types of music, and how many moods, and how many occasions do you see? Those are Green Room challenges for today. Friends, we're going to talk again very soon, and I think maybe you'll all be able to see each other. But in the meantime, go ahead and find toy or real instruments in your house. See if a grown-up could record you, and then you can post those videos, and we can all see what kinds of instruments you have at your house. I have one more thing for you that I think you're going to like. I found some rhymes. One of them is about a unicorn. So I'm going to teach it to you, and we'll do it again. We'll add it to our song can when we can. It's called Millie and the Unicorn, and you can act this one out. Here's how it goes. As Millie the mermaid sat on a beach, so you can sit like a mermaid. You do it. I don't need to pretend I'm doing it. You know what to do. Along came a unicorn out of reach. Come here, little fellow. I mean you no harm. But the unicorn whinnied and ran in alarm. Millie thought, gave that colt such a scare? I think I'll get rid of this eel in my hair. A little bit later, the unicorn returned and gave Millie a ride for which she had yearned. Don't you think that's a fun unicorn poem? I liked it a lot. I thought you would get a kick out of it. Green Roomers, I still miss you a lot, but I know you're out there, and we're going to talk again very soon. I hope you have a great afternoon. Love you all, guys. I love all you guys, and so do all the other teachers at the Children's Center. Take care. Bye, friends.